Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing, an overview and operation of the JJRC H31 from Coolerhobby.com. So you've got a 2.4 GHz 6-axis gyro. It shows the camera, but this doesn't have a camera on it. I believe it's a 0.3 megapixel, a 2 megapixel available for this now. On the side of the box it shows you that the blades are really durable, they're quite thin and flexible, so should handle a crash quite well without breaking or cracking. Just gonna take out the contents. So this is how it arrives in the box. So the blades are already installed for you on this. You can see the plastic lens covers are not clear, they're like a white plastic. From what I've seen, not great during the day, but nighttime flying they're okay. You can see them. You've got a side profile there as well, so it should be seen at night quite easily. The status light is at the front, which is quite strange because it's normally at the back of the quad on most quads. So you've got your on and off switch here. You've got a 3-pin port connector there for your camera, your stock camera, or perhaps another camera you've got off another quadcopter. You've got geared propellers. You can see these blades are really flexible. It claims it's waterproof, and from what I've seen, yes, in a sense it is water resistant. It's not watertight. Water is going to get in through the gears. The covers for the propellers will help a little bit. I guess the vents you could actually cover up with hot glue, because the circuit inside is covered with a conformal coating, which is like a varnish, clear varnish, which dries hard and protects the electronics. So if water does get in, it's not going to hurt the flight controller board PCB. So that's the actual quad itself. I think they do this in a white version as well, so it's green and white. So in this bag you've got your spare set of props. You've got your screws for the propeller protectors, the prop protectors, and the landing gear. You've got your USB charger. This is a different type of charger to what I've seen. You plug the mini low-C battery. The connector goes straight into there and then into the USB port. I believe the LED comes on and then goes off when the battery is charged. So yeah, I think it takes about 60 minutes to charge that battery. It's a 3.7 volt, 1 cell, 400 milliamp hour battery, which gives you around 6 to 7 minutes flight time on a full charge. And there's your landing gear there and your prop protectors. 2 screws go into here and here, and you've got some cool dude sunglasses there for your hot sunny days, flying in hot sun. Here's the controller. So it's a mode 2 controller. It's your on and off switch. These are just for cosmetic, visual. They're not really any function to these knobs here. So here you have your speed controller or rate change. So you've got 3 rates and you've got beeps for each rate change, so it should be 1 for beginner, 2 for intermediate and 3 for expert, so you hear the beeps. But also on this one it actually shows you the percentage on the screen, which I'll show you later on the quad itself on operation. So that's your on and off switch. So let's go through so you've got your throttle up and down, yaw, right and left yaw, forwards, backwards, right roll, left roll. You've got your right trim, left trim, forward trim and backward trim. So it's the right roll trim and left roll trim there. These trim buttons are not for use on the yaw and throttle. These are for the camera, so if you've got a stock camera with a 3-pin connector, up is for taking a picture, down is to start video. And this button here, so you've got headless mode is to the right, and one key return is to the left. So that's a controller operation. Now what Coolerhobby do tend to do, from what I've seen, is give you spares. So you've got 2 spare motors here included in the price of the quad, which is good. So you've got a clockwise and a counterclockwise motor. So that's just in case these burn out, which they often do, brush motors. If any of you have got brush quadcopters, you'll know. So that's the quadcopter. Yeah, like I said, it is waterproof. There's so many videos showing that it can be submerged and come out and shake the water out and it will continue to fly. The only thing I would advise is not to actually put this into salt water, because the motors will get flooded with salt water. They've got holes in the motors. If you look at this, I don't know if you could see that. You've got holes, small holes in the top of that motor and underneath. So that will corrode the motors. The switch will take in water, so that will corrode as well. If you're not using a camera, then I guess the pins don't really matter if they corrode, but yeah, stay away from salt water. And obviously don't, I know there's a few videos where this has actually seemed to float, but some of them will just sink where they take in the water through the vents. So you don't want to go into deep water. I would keep away from deep water, and just, you know, if you want to fly over water, go into shallow water. So there you have it. That's the overview of it. The next video I'll show you on this will be the actual function of it. Turn on your controller. So your usual bind is up and down. See, that's gone solid now. The lights on the quad still are pulsing slowly. To calibrate this, so you should have it on a level surface. It's just down and to the right. I don't know if you can see the front status LED there flashes when you calibrate. So that's the gyroscope calibration. If it's not flying level, you need to do that calibration. And something I've noticed, you know, is for the price, I mean around £25 I think this is now. The controller's pretty decent because you've got an LCD on there, which I prefer because it shows you what's going on with the quad. So if you press the rate change button, which is for your speed, it actually tells you percentage there. So you've got 50%, 75% and 100%. And on this trim button, so headless mode is to the right. When you go to the right, it says mode 2. So when you hit it again, it goes back to mode 1, that side. So that's your one key return is to the left, and your headless mode is to the right. But what I would say with all these toy quadcopters is, don't rely on the headless mode or one key return, because a lot of the time you'll be flying around, especially with this one. I mean, I wanted to review this because it's got a crazy yaw on it. I mean, it confuses the hell out of the quadcopter's headless mode and one key return. But if you've just started out and you calibrate it, then you keep it in that direction and you hit one key return or headless mode, and it should work as it, you know, it's supposed to. But there's something to watch out for with these. If you're new to flying quadcopters, is not to rely on headless mode and one key return, because it will screw up eventually when you're doing yaws or spins or stuff. It just changes direction. So yeah, that's the operation of it. And from what I can see, it's built quite well. The blades are really thin and flexible, so I wouldn't do what they show you about this quadcopter and that stamp all over it, because it is going to just crack. If you've seen that video where they stamp on it, you can see it's actually come apart in the middle. You don't really want to do that as a test. And as far as being waterproof, for me it's more water resistant. Whether you want to fly it in the rain or not, because you know, possibly you're going to get water into this controller, and I don't know if this has been treated with the conformal coating inside here. Maybe something to check. But there you have it really. That's the actual quad and the operation.